Category 4 hurricane. The storm's a killer. We mentioned how dangerous the storm has become. FEMA Administrator Brock Long with me now live out of Washington, D.C. And sir, good morning to you. And boy, it's become all too common where we have a conversation, but yet again, here it is. What are you doing? What are you hearing about this storm now?
So yesterday we were looking at a very fierce but compact storm. Unfortunately, as the system was passing south of St. Croix, the wind field expanded due to what's known as an eye wall replacement. And so unfortunately, hurricane force winds extended far out to the north, impacted St. Croix before making landfall this morning in Puerto Rico. So it's the same show. We are back here. These guys have been going almost 30 days in a row right now, coordinating the federal government's response down through the governors of not only the Virgin Islands, but Governor Rosselló and Puerto Rico as well.
Yeah, I don't know if it's St. John or St. Thomas, or you can pick an island in the Caribbean based on Irma, and now you have this. How can FEMA assist in the best, most efficient manner?
Well, the good news is that we already have pre-positioned 3,200 staff members in the islands, in a combination of the islands of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. We also were able to push in over the last 48 hours a large amount of meals, water, hygiene kits ready to go. So once the storm passes, the first objective is we have to establish an air bridge, as well as get the ports open so that we can start logistically supplying everything that we need in teams and equipment and personnel. And that's in addition to using what we already have on site.
Can you gauge for us how much Puerto Rico took these warnings to heart?
Oh, I think Governor Rosselló did a tremendous job. His leadership was tremendous yesterday. He hit the streets, went door to door in many communities, telling people to take it very seriously. And I think through his leadership and the warning order network that we have through the National Weather Service partners, I believe that they had people taking heed.
Think about Harvey in Texas. You think about Irma in Florida, throughout the entire state of Florida. Think about the Caribbean now with this storm yet again. Are you stretched too thin? Do you have what you need?
Yeah, so the good thing is that where we are right now is that with Harvey and Irma, the response phase has basically come to an end, and we are working with both Governor Abbott as well as Scott to help them provide a bridge to recovery and to support their recovery initiatives. And because of that, we have a majority of our search and rescue teams on standby to support Maria and ready to go. And some of those teams are already on the islands as we speak.
Thinking about Mexico, too. I don't know if there are conversations between the U.S. and the Mexican government. Have there been any requests so far in the early stages of that natural disaster?
Yes, I can't speak to the specifics, but I do know that the White House and the Mexican government are talking as of yesterday, as soon after the event occurred, and we're on standby to support once an official request comes in.
Do you have updates that we don't about the number of dead or injured or what they need?
Not at this time, I do not.
Right. You say your staff's been working 30 days straight. What kind of a toll is that taking on the people who work for you?
I mean, this is a dedicated group of individuals, and we signed up for this mission. And I think at heart, everybody wants to do what they can to help people, and they're utilizing that energy to continue pushing forward. And we have good staff rotations. We bring in teams, from all over the country, and switch teams out to make sure that everybody's fresh. They can go home, take care of the family front, and be ready to respond to help people.
Can you think of a frame of time that parallels what we've been watching over the past month?
Yeah, sure. I lived Deepwater Horizon as the director of Alabama Emergency Management. If I remember correctly, it was about a 78-day activation. So it was a constant.
But that was one of them. These are several spread out over a great area.
Yep, you're right. So I would say it was somewhat similar to the 2004 hurricane season when we had Charlie, Francis, Gene, and Ivan hit all at the same time. But the area of damage was pretty concentrated in that 2004 hurricane season versus what we're seeing here.